Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. So, welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri, and we have a really special treat on our show today. So please stick around for Katherine. She's going to share some amazing stuff about aging, best aging, not just aging, but best aging. So you don't want to miss that. But before we bring her to the show, I just want to encourage you to go check out winwinwomen.com. There are so many amazing shows on that platform that I'm sure there's something there for you that you will enjoy. So go ahead and check it out. And if you want to connect with me, go to alicia360.com. We are a B2B business, but also B2C. So we have programs for the individual entrepreneur or just the woman that wants to boost her confidence, be her best. And right now we have our Vision 2024 retreat. It's a virtual retreat that's happening. So you can go to vision2024.now.site and check that out. We are accepting registrations for our next cohort, and it is fabulous. How to connect your strengths to your vision, build confidence, collapse time, and finally achieve those goals that you've been wanting to achieve. So go check that out. Now, to our wonderful guest that is here with us live. And Katherine is the best aging, I hate the word guru, but she is the go-to person if you want to age and be your best. So thank you, Katherine, for joining us today.
So great to be here, Alicia.
Now, we did a preview show a moment ago, and we talked a little bit about, you shared a little bit about your journey. So for those who did not hear us in the preview show, just tell us a little bit of your background and really how even being here on stage on this show, how far you've come to be even visible on this show.
Absolutely. So I am the creator of Best Aging, and this is something that really means a lot to me because I just turned 60 last month, and I've really been giving a lot of thought to aging and what it means to me and how excited I am to just have the privilege to get older. And every day my goal is with the Best Aging to wake up every day and think, "Ah, this is the best age I have ever been," and to share this with other people. But when I was a little girl, I was an unhappy, painfully shy person. I mean, even like my body language when I think about it. But I would just kind of watch everything. I wouldn't participate because I didn't feel really worthy of sharing my voice, like you said, or I didn't think that people would like me if I did, engage in whatever was going on in the world. So I observed a lot of things, but I was not a participant.
I can so relate to that. I was not a shy child, though. I was a very boisterous child, but because of certain incidents in my life, I became that. Where I just wanted to disappear, and I would sit back and I would watch and I would see who could I talk to? I don't want to talk to anybody. I was also, so I feel that I was also that it was really hard for me to step out and participate in anything. And those of you who've watched the show, and I've talked about my background a lot, I've talked about growing up in a different country and that entire culture shock and what that did to me. But yeah, how were you able to, first of all, what age were you when you finally discovered, wait a minute, I have a voice
Oh
and I
gosh.
should be using it?
Well, I had these dreams from the time I was a little girl. I wanted to be up on a stage. I wanted to sing, and I would go out into the forest because we lived in kind of a woodsy area. And I would stand on a tree stump and I would sing to the little birdies, but I couldn't do it in front of people. And so I knew I had a voice, but I was terrified to use it. Oh
Mm,
gosh, like until I was about 40.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine was around that age too, when I started actually breaking out and realizing. And I remember Oprah had said something one time I was watching, I was in my 20s, I think, when I was watching, and she's like, it just gets better with age. When you're in your 40s, it's like it's amazing and you feel so confident. And I was like, huh, 40s, really? And then when she was 50, when she went, she's like, it just gets to another level. It's just another level. And I'm experiencing that other level now. And I didn't understand it listening as a woman in her 20s and 30s when
Yeah.
she's talking about 40s and 50s, because I just thought it was all downhill after 40.
I
But
know. I was
that's the
scared of it.
perception. That's the stereotype that we get in the world. It's like it's downhill after 40, but
Yeah.
it just honestly really does get better but you have to be purposeful in how you're living your life and what you want out of your life.
Yeah, and when I hit right around 40, I was thinking, well, gosh, if not now, when? Like if
Yeah.
I don't get it together and start doing stuff. And I remember because it started for me really with singing. And I had this one moment where I was at a little open mic and there were probably 12 people around and someone said, "Hey, why don't you come sing?" I hadn't planned for it. I was prepared for it, but I was like, "Okay, if not now, when?" So
When?
I sang off key. I forgot the words, everything. But the thing was, I didn't die. I,
I know, right?
I wasn't shunned. I didn't die. So, like, my worst fears, I was elated, in fact, because I was like, it could never be worse than that. It,
Yes.
you know?
I love it. That's
Yeah.
why I love karaoke too, because nobody's gonna boo you or tell you go away. Everybody's there to have fun and enjoy, whether you sing off key or on key, if you know the words or you don't and you forget it. I mean, I was terrified the first time I sang karaoke, but since then it's like I love it. I love it because I'm not the greatest singer in the world. I don't, I mean, but I love to sing, so I'll go up and I'll do it and
Yeah.
I don't care. So yeah, that's great. Yay. So is that like a tip for someone? Go sing karaoke,
Well, it could
right?
be sing karaoke, but just do it.
Just
Just
do
do something. The
something.
thing that you think is going to kill you, it won't. It
Unless
won't.
you jump off a building with no parachute, okay? Let's just say
Right,
don't
right.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but going live on your Facebook, singing in front of other people, giving a talk,
Dancing,
going on
giving a
a,
talk.
like, yeah, those things, they're not going to kill you. So just do it. And then you'll realize, oh, I didn't die. Oh, I wasn't shunned. Oh, and it will only get better from then. That's the thing.
Right.
It
This is
just
the
like,
worst it's ever going to be. This is the
yeah,
worst it's ever and it's the worst it's ever going to be because you weren't your best.
yeah, yeah,
Because
exactly.
you weren't your best, this is the worst it's ever going to be. And you're only going to get better from there. So let's talk about best since I'm
Okay.
segueing. You like that little segue?
I love it.
So, how can we be our best?
So, BEST is an acronym for what I consider the four pillars of your best life, of best aging, of best confidence. And the four areas are your body, your health, the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself to the world, then your expansion, your growth, continuing to learn. And S is for the spark, which is the love and connection you have in your life, the passion you have for the things you do, the community that you're a part of and that you build. And then T is for the teaching, for the impact that you make, for the leadership roles that you take. Especially as we get older, it
Yeah.
becomes easier and easier to step into the T zone.
Yes. I love that. We step out of this T zone and we get into the other T zone
Exactly.
because
The
our
one that
skin
really
dries up.
matters.
Right.
Exactly.
Our skin gets a little drier. So we have the same. But that's great. I love that. I love that the acronym for BEST, because those really are the areas we have to focus on when we talk about our bodies, as we age. there are, and I think there's a generation of women coming up that take better care of their bodies than their parents did, than our moms or grandmothers did. So we don't look as old as they did at the age we are now. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be 55 this year. And when my mom was 55, she was still beautiful and still looked a lot younger than herself, but not like now, because we know that paying attention to our health and our body is so important. So
Yes.
what are you doing with your body and your health?
Well, gosh, there's so many different things. And it's an essential element to your best life and to best aging, to best confidence. And we'll kind of stick with the confidence zone for today, because that's the
Mhm.
focus of your show. But for best confidence, to keep your body healthy, it is a baseline. You need to be able to rely on your body to do what you ask of it. And that leads to just like a certain level of confidence, like, oh, I can get up and down out of the chair. That's like a whole different, I can carry what I need to carry. If someone invites me to go on a hike and I want to do that, I can go.
Mhm.
So having your body be ready to engage in life and do the things that you ask of it. And depending on what your lifestyle is, those things are going to be different. But that's a baseline. So just
Mhm.
like having your health, and there's so many different things I do. I take supplements. I have a really good collagen that I take that I think is just one of the essential elements to best aging. But having your body really be in pretty decent shape. We don't have to be little, you know,
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
Mrs. Universe or anything out there,
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
yeah,
But no, you have to move your body. You have to be able to move your body, eat healthy organic foods, understand what you're feeding your body, because garbage in, garbage out, right? So if you continue to feed your body garbage, it's not going to be there when you need it, right? It's not going to do, like you're saying, what you
yeah. And
asking it
as
to
we
do.
get older, our body's less resilient to that. I don't know about you, but when I was in my teens and in my 20s, my diet, I wasn't careful about it. And it didn't really impact my health the way that if I were to eat like that now. I
Oh
remember from
gosh.
high school, my breakfast was a sugary lemon
A
cookie
Pop-Tart.
and a lemonade, right? I mean, it was just all sugar. If I did that now, there would be repercussions that I would notice really quickly.
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
we have to adjust as we get older. And I think that really paying more attention to that kind of thing is really essential.
Yes. So what you're putting into your body, how you're moving your body, and really being mindful and paying attention to that. And what about mindset? Does mindset work into the B as well, or is that a different part of the
I really look at
equation?
mindset more in the S in the spark, because
In the
it's more
spark.
kind of
Okay, we'll
moral.
get to that. We'll
Okay.
get to that then. So then when we talk about the E,
Yeah. Well, one more thing I want to say about the body is it kind of works both ways. If you want to build your confidence, there are also certain things that you can do deliberately with your body, not just with health, but the way you hold your body, your posture, your stride, the way you walk. These all send messages that release different chemicals in our bodies. So if you're like hunched over, you're releasing one set of chemicals inside of your body. But if you have good
mhm,
posture, you're releasing a different set that can lead to more feelings of upliftment and confidence. And there's that classic Wonder Woman
woman
pose.
pose, yes.
Yeah. If you stand like this, research shows if you stand with your hands on your hips and your feet kind of spread apart a little bit and your chin up just a little bit, I call it surveying the realm.
Hmm.
The chemicals that go in your body, it like boosts your confidence like probably like nothing else. So there are little tricks that you can do with your body that send the message backwards. So we want to take care of the chemicals that we put in, but also just like how we hold our body also will determine the chemicals that are released within our bodies.
Yes, those natural serotonin, the natural chemicals that are uplifting and help us metabolize and do all the good things that our body's supposed to be doing. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. That's great. And
Yeah.
then, okay, so now let's jump into the E.
Yes. So the expansion is all about learning new things. And this is essential for keeping our brains in good shape. So if we want to avoid some of those pitfalls that people get into down the line, as they're aging with their brains. We're not going to name them because we don't want to give them power. But if we want to maintain great brain health, learning new things is essential, stretching the brain. So that's one level of expansion that is important just for general overall brain health. But it is also an important part of confidence, because as we learn new things, we're like, oh, I can do something new, and it boosts your confidence. So that's one side of the expansion. And the other is expanding your mastery. So whatever area it is that you would like to develop more confidence in, practice it, do more of it. I was looking for the exact quote, but Michael Jackson talked about how he was never scared going on stage, and nobody really should be scared going on stage, which was, his area. But basically, you should never be scared doing something if you have practiced it. And
Yeah.
if you know, like he was famous for practicing 18 hours a day. So, maybe we won't do that. But once you develop a certain mastery of something, as you get more masterful, your confidence will go up.
Absolutely. That's 100% true. That is so true. And the thing is, people get nervous because it's like a subconsciously learned behavior. It's a programming that you see or hear, that's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be nervous in front of people. There's so much of that negative out there that it messes with your confidence. Even when you've practiced, you hear people say, oh my God, I'm so nervous. Oh my God. I'm like, why? Why are you nervous?
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
can't answer why.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, haven't
It's a
you
habit.
practiced?
You're
Don't
right.
you know? Because it's something that it's just a belief that they've adopted because it's the norm. It's like universal truth somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be that way. I know we're not. So yeah, get rid of that.
And there are ways to practice where, if, like a lot of people are afraid to go live on Facebook, for instance. You can go live on Facebook only to yourself. There's a privacy setting that you can set it for only me. So you could practice and you can delete it. You can watch it back. As I was becoming a singer, and that was, one of the things that I have done in my life, as it was my main focus for a number of years. I recorded myself, videotaped myself, and would play it back, and I'd be like, oh, okay. And then I would play it back and I would record different angles, because even if you're doing it in a mirror, you only see like what you're looking
One
at
version, the
head.
flip version of
But
yourself.
once you kind of understand what you're doing using video, it is so helpful,
It
because
is.
you
I
know how
love
you're
it.
coming across, and not, you can develop that confidence in what you're doing.
Yes, I love to share that with women that we work with about building their confidence. Is you need to record yourself. And I also tell them, take lots of pictures of yourself from different angles in different ways, so you know what your angles are. So when a camera shows up, you know how to stand, you know how to smile. You're not doing this, and you get the double chin and the crunched up face, because you feel and you can see what your face feels like. So when you do it, you're like, okay, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of times you don't get to see what you look like until you see the picture. So if you
Yes.
practice it and you take a lot of pictures of yourself in different smiles, different angles, then you get to understand what your best angle is and what your best way to smile is, so that you're not caught in some crazy looking picture looking like, like, who put those three chins on me? I don't have that.
Exactly. If you think about dance studios, they for at least 100 years, they have had, mirrors on as many walls as possible, so that people can see themselves and know, how am I doing? Am I holding my
Yeah.
body correctly, or in a gym to see if you've got the correct form, or whatever it is. There's so many places where that has been a part of our lives already, but now having video capability
It's
on our phones, you
amazing.
can get all the different angles, and you don't have to be looking, with a mirror, you're limited on the angles you can
Yeah.
see. But having video,
Having a video on your phone is priceless.
yeah,
And it's a great tool if you use it as a tool.
Yeah.
utilize it as a tool to help you build your confidence. All right, we're running out of time. So give me S, spark.
Okay. Spark is about passion, about community, about love. And to build up your confidence, find the people, seek out the community that will support you, will celebrate you, and try to ignore, stay away from, minimize the people who won't. And also, the other side of Spark is to do things you are passionate about, because that will then infuse everything that you do with more juice, with more
Yes.
fun, because you're doing things that light your fire.
I love it. Yes, because we need to not just create that spark, but be that spark for others. And I
Yes.
love that quote, go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. So find your community that celebrates you, that you can really be yourself in and not feel like an outsider, or that you have to try to fit into a box because
Amen.
others think you're weird. Like,
Amen. Amen. I put that quote on sticky notes all around my house for a while, because
yeah.
I had fallen into a habit of hanging out with people who I wanted to like me, but who didn't. And
Mm.
so I would just have to remind myself, no, 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 there are people on this planet who will
We'll
celebrate.
just love you like we do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the same for everybody. Everyone. Yes.
Yeah. There are how many billions of people on the planet? You got to find at least two or three that's going to like you for you.
Exactly.
You know, keep searching. Keep,
Yeah.
keep hope alive. You'll
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, we did talk about mindset and how you think about aging, and you said that was in Spark. So how you develop your mind. I guess there's a crossover between E and S with,
Yes, definitely.
having, give me E again. It just
It's
flew out of my
expansion and growth.
expansion, right? Because you want to expand your mind, you want to expand the way that your personal growth and development, but then you want to also infuse it with that spark of the things that excite you and interest you. And how do you change your mindset around something so that you can be excited about it and have that spark to go out and conquer, like,
Yeah.
you know,
And those
um,
little reminders to me, like post-its have been a big part of my journey when I've been shifting stuff. Anything that I feel like, especially for my mindset, that I need to remind myself of, I will make like 6 to 8 post-its and I'll put it around on my bathroom mirror. I'll put it on my computer. I'll put it,
yeah,
in my kitchen. And, those just reminders throughout the day are really important.
really important. I used to put alarms on my phone, and when the phone alarm, that whatever it was would pop up. So it would remind me to either say it
Yeah.
or do it, or, like, put me back into that space that I need to be. So yeah,
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
also do that. Now, T is teach.
Yes.
And if
So
you get to a certain age, you got something that you could share, you got something that you could teach, but you also have to keep learning. So teach.
exactly. So it's all the things, and this can be the trickiest one if you're struggling with confidence, because it's like, well, what do I have? You got something. You're better than most people at something in your life, whether it's like making a pie crust or crocheting or fixing a car or whatever it is, going live on Facebook. There's something that you're better than the average person at. And there are people out there hungry for what you know. And so you can share what you know, and as you teach, first of all, it helps. So all of these are interconnected. It helps with the expansion, because when you teach something, it really solidifies the knowledge that you have. And it boosts your confidence. Like, oh,
Mhm.
I just helped that person with
Yeah.
this thing. And so plus then you get to make the impact that leads to a really deep kind of more of a kind of a soul level confidence that is so important in our
I,
lives.
absolutely. And something that I heard recently, which, when you think about it, it's like, duh, but I didn't quite think about it this way, is that because I do a lot of strengths work with people, strengths like your innate strengths, your affective strengths, your, like, all different assessment strengths. And what he said was that everybody falls into this fault of thinking that everybody thinks just like I think, and everybody has the same talents and gifts and strengths that I have, except they have more because they have what I don't have as well. So they
Yeah.
think that everybody can do the same thing you do, but more.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what you were saying about there's something that you could do better than most because
Yes.
you think, well, everybody could do this, can't they? I know I used to think that. I used to think about a lot of things that I did. I'm like, but why are you paying me for this? Can't you do this? Can't everybody do this? Isn't this something everybody can do? And I
Yes.
realized, no, they can't. When I started my makeup business, I thought, well, this is so easy. How is it that people can't do this? This is so easy, but it's not easy for everyone. It
Yeah.
just, and I took me a while to wrap my brain around that idea because when I would say it to other people, oh yeah, just do this, and they're like, what now? What? Do what? It's like, I can't do that. Like, of course you can. It's so easy. So we have to get out of that habit of thinking that everything is so easy that everybody else could do it because they can't.
Yeah.
Some
And
people
one
can't even dress themselves.
It's true. And I would encourage somebody who's working on confidence is as you're going through that E and you're learning new things or getting greater mastery in specific areas to immediately, once you learn something, find somebody who can teach it
Go
to.
teach it.
Teach it quickly right away. It will help you to, again, solidify it and it will boost your confidence. Like, oh, I got that. I got that.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I do that all day long. I read something in a book or I learn it. I go and I find somebody that I could share that with immediately. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I read this today, or I did this today, or I did a workshop and we did this. So that, yeah. So it helps really entrench that learning when you go and you teach it. I love I love the B.E.S.T formula. So how can people, if they want to work with you, if they want to know more, if they want to reach out to you, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, probably the easiest, quickest, most direct route is you can find me on Instagram. It's at Katherine C.H.E, all one word. And I am very responsive. You can connect with me there, send me a message, and we'll take it from there.
Nice. I love it. So any last thoughts about aging and best aging? Like, how do we really shift our mindset to be that, this is the best I'm ever going to be. Oh, not ever going to be. This is
Yeah,
the
that's a
best
slight tweak on that. The best age I have ever
I
been.
have ever
This
been.
is
Right.
it. This is my best age I've ever been. So thinking about what we have learned along our journeys, we are the most knowledgeable we have ever been. Thinking about the things that we have learned to let go of, we have become, more wise. We are the wisest we have ever been. So there's certain things like that, oh, I don't know what that was. It just fell in my
Oh,
house. But yeah, so in those ways, you can just say, wow, it's the best. But we are allowed to live this day. Those of us if you're here, you're watching it, you have been given the privilege of living this day. And that is a really great gift. And when you take care of your body, when you are expanding your knowledge, when you feed the spark in your life, and when you then, share and teach and make an impact in this world, you will find that every day will just get better and better and better.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Katherine. I loved having you on, and
Pleasure.
I apologize for this taking us so long because we were supposed to do this a year ago, but this is the perfect time to do it.
Absolutely.
It came together just at the right time, and the perfect time for it. So thank you so much for answering the
Thank you.
call to be a guest on the show. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show here on Win Win Women TV, go to redcarpetceo.com to be a guest and to sign up and watch other episodes of our shows. So go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/at Alicia Couri, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode of the show. Well, with that, I want to bid you farewell and encourage you to be bold, to be brave, and to every day do one thing to be your best self and step out with audacious confidence. Until next time, this is Alicia Couri saying bye for now on unleash your audacious confidence show. Bye, everybody.